I'll be at thank you. Hi, I am Rizal Hassan, Group CEO, Rail Systems. Basically, we are not just doing IT solutions and some other related solutions. We are headquartered in Singapore. Our major development center is in Bangladesh, followed by Delhi. Today we have customers around 70 customers, and we're around 500 people there. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nagaraj Islam. I'm the co-founder of Newsfred. Newsfred is the world's leading content marketing platform. So we make software for the marketing industry. What's interesting about our journey is that we were born in Bangladesh. We raised around $45 million from top-tier Silicon Valley venture capitalists. And today, globally, we are the leader. And most importantly, we were made in Bangladesh.
Thank you so much. Now let's quickly jump into the first keynote of the session by Denki. Please, thank you very much.
All right. Before I start, I just wanted to say how much of an honor it is to be able to come and speak to you all. I think it's a fantastic event. What the event signifies for me is a real appetite for digital in Bangladesh, which is incredibly exciting. We work across a number of developing markets when it comes to digital, and to see so many people here so hungry to sort of hear about digital, what digital can offer, the opportunities, so on and so forth. As I said, it's incredibly exciting. So I'm going to talk about a few things. So I'm going to talk about digital marketing, and within that, I'm going to talk about some trends, and then also some steps that you can take as a business to ensure that you capture some of these opportunities within digital. But before I start, I'm just going to sort of kick off with a quick story. So I just want to introduce this for you. His name is Jasper. So Jasper is the son of Sebastian. Sebastian works for Google X. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of Google X, but essentially it's our one man here. Essentially it's our innovation arm. The mandate of Google X and our innovation arm is to sort of come up with innovations that fundamentally change the world we live in. So not sort of incremental step changes, but fundamental step changes as to how we sort of engage with our everyday lives. There's a couple of things I want to share with you about Jasper. So first of all, he's only 6. Jasper's never booked a flight, he's never had a savings account, and he's never even bought himself a meal. There's a really interesting thing about Jasper that I want to share on top of this, and that is that he made 16 transactions on Angry Birds last year through his iPad. So you're talking about a kid who was actually digitally literate before he could even buy the basics of life. And the question that I sort of wanted to kick off with is, if you think about this kid, Jasper, when he's 6 years old and already sort of transacting digitally, what are his expectations going to look like when he's ready to buy his own meal? When he's ready to sign up for his own credit card, when he's ready to buy a flight? His expectations are going to be very, very different to the consumer that you're dealing with at the moment. So can anyone tell me anything that's a little bit strange about this photo? Anybody? Okay, so it's not being taken with any hands, right? He's got both of his hands busy, so this could be taken with a few different things, but I guess it's worthwhile sort of pointing out this is taken with Google Glass. This going private, it's possible to be taken with other things. This is Sergey Brin. Sergey Brin is our co-founder, so our agent Sergey started Google. And he heads up Google X. Now, as I said, Google X is really geared around sort of fundamental game-changing ideas. If you think about Google Glass, the whole idea is going to be a video sort of playing over the top here. The whole idea is that this will change the way that people, or could change the way that people engage with their online and everyday real world. So here's an example of someone in New York City. He's looking outside. You can have a look at what the weather looks like, the online content being laid over the top. You can have a look at what meetings he has today. You can potentially look and see what time the subway is going to arrive, so on and so forth. So if I actually sort of take these sort of blue sky examples and move into a very real world example, a very tangible example, here you can see, I guess, the evolution of navigation. I know that in Bangladesh, it might be slightly different. When I was growing up in Sydney, I'm from Sydney, Australia. It's a very exciting place right now with the World Cup starting very soon. Go Australia. So when I was growing up, we used a thing called a Gregory's. The Gregory's was like a 600-page book, and if I was a cricketer and my dad was driving me to cricket, I'd have to sort of sift through all the pages to find, the street where the cricket over was on. And then you sort of progress a little bit further, sort of mid-2000s, and obviously, iPhone and Android and Google Maps. The way that people were getting around changed completely. Navigation changed completely. But if I think about, Jasper, 10 years on, we have Google Glass, technology whereby an online piece of information can be laid out in the real world. If you think about this top right-hand corner, this is what his world would look like. So if I think about this just small example, to me, this suggests that if we're going to keep up with the justices or the innovation is not for choice. I know that everyone at Google has a number of Googles at the back here. Everyone at Google, we like to have a healthy element of paranoia about how fast things are moving. We want to move ahead of the curve. We need to innovate. We need to move really fast. So we're talking about some really, sort of blue sky examples, things that may not necessarily be very relevant for our group. So I wanted to sort of bring it back to something that is potentially much more relevant. I'll give you my realization of digital. So when I was working on this presentation last week, I was thinking about the example about how my life has gone so digital. And I wanted to share with you, my year last year, I looked after sales in Thailand, and my wife was based in Singapore. So I had to commute. On Monday, I'd go down to Thailand. On Friday, I'd come back. I did 70 flights. 35 weeks, I did return flights. 70 flights to and from Bangkok. And I also had to go home to where I come from in Sydney. So I did two return flights and 4 flights in total. I also went to a couple other places. I went to San Francisco, where Google was based for work. I went to Dubai a couple of times. I also went to Shanghai, and then I also did Sri Lanka, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Asia, my new role within South Asian National. So all in all, I caught 96 flights last year. There was a lot of flying. Very, 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 I got sick of a plane, let's put it that way. And I was thinking, how did I actually book these? I went to 0 agents. I never went to an agent. I didn't speak to one agent. I did book a one-off flight in Jerusalem. It looked something like this. I booked around 10 flights on my mobile phone. I booked around 86 on my desktop, and these are a bit rough, like it's not an absolute exact number, but it's about 86. And I made about 10 changes to my flights on the phone. And I only made those changes if I'd taken the first leg of the flight, which is very annoying to me. I had expectations that I could do everything online. And I had to get on the phone and call up the airline that I was flying to change the second leg. Which kind of raises a question, am I alone? Am I an anomaly? Am I the one person that's, using digital more than anything else to actually sort of consider what purchase I'm going to make within the flight or the airline space? I'm just going to share some global data with you. You see, the US traveller, about 85% of them say they use online to plan their flights. The UK, it's about 85%. And it's 90%. But obviously, APAC's a big place. Many billions of people. Bangladesh in itself is obviously a very different market to Australia or Singapore, as an example. So what we want to do is actually share with you some of the stuff that's happening in Bangladesh. So we commissioned a research study with our industry analysts. You want to put your hand up back there, Basil. We commissioned a research study with TNS, third-party research provider. I'm going to share some of those results with you today. Because we feel like there's some really, really powerful things that come out of this research piece that directly relate to your country. So going back to my question, what's happening in Bangladesh? If we're thinking about this year, 90% of travellers in APAC are using online to consider their flight purchases. In Bangladesh, it looks more like 23%, so a little bit lower than average, and a lot lower than average. One really, really interesting thing that comes out of this, though, is that in Bangladesh, you guys could probably share with me much more than I would know, but it seems like personal contacts are very important. Going to your friends and asking, what should I buy? What was your experience? So on and so forth. It looks pretty similar in mobile phones and services. So when people are looking for a mobile device, high percentage of people are asking their friends, but then about 30% of people are actually researching online. And electronics, 26%. But this is not the entire story, because Bangladesh is digitizing really, really, really fast. So within this 10-year study, It actually carries a very, very powerful piece of data. 81% of people in Bangladesh are currently online, came online in the last 5 years. The internet's been around for a long time, right? 5 years, in the last 5 years, 80% of the people that are using the internet came online in the last 5 years. And 51% of those people are saying, I couldn't even imagine life without internet. But this is only one part of that story that I was talking about. 3G is obviously fairly ubiquitous across Bangladesh now. There's been a lot of the capital expenditure across the telecommunications companies have been really built around sort of rolling out these networks, which means that people can have access. And then more than that, you've got smartphones that are becoming more and more accessible from a price point perspective. The cost of entry is not as high as it used to be. There used to be a day when a smartphone used to be $1,100. So I just wanted to quickly call out Android One as being Google's latest launch in Bangladesh around a month ago, which is our low-cost smartphone. So the point of entry is lowering, the access capability is there, people are coming online very, very fast. So I want to show you what this looks like in terms of search data. So when people actually search in Google search engine, we obviously track every single query. You can see here in the start of FY13, so about sort of 2 years ago, that was only growing about 10%. In Q4, you could think about, growth rates accelerating on a low base. This query base is actually in the billions already. I can't give you the actual number for compliance reasons, but it's in the billions, and many billions already. So there's a big base, people are coming online very, very fast, and there's huge opportunity to tap into that. So as people are coming online, what does this mean for your business? When it's all good, they're all coming online, what does it mean for you? So I'm going to really quickly go through this global piece of research. 2 years, 400 firms study looked at digitally integrated companies. Whatever that is, companies that they offer their product online, they market their product online. It was easy to sign up, it was easy to buy. Revenue up 9%, profitability up 26%, and market valuation over 10% up against their competitors that weren't digitally integrated. We're going into a little bit more. Like there's a lot of opportunities, there's a lot of challenges. Opportunities-wise, there's a chance to win moments that matter. Sort of engage millions of people, the right time, right context, right message, make better decisions. Data allows you to have a look at all these different pieces of information, allow your customers to make business decisions that are really, really much more informed. And then go bigger, faster. So how do you actually achieve scale? I mean, Google didn't exist 16, 17 years ago. Facebook didn't exist until 2004. You can scale very, very fast. From a challenges standpoint, it's pretty obvious. You've got capability and that. How do you stay ahead of the curve? Organizational step change, technology barriers. All these are very real problems. And they're problems that your businesses have to face every day. So going back to the thing, I'm going to quickly go through 3 big trends and then 3 steps to success. Really sort of, I guess, try to capture some of the big movements that are happening within digital. So the first thing I want to do is introduce zero moment of truth. Now, rather than me explain it, I'm going to let a video explain it just to give my voice a rest. But essentially, what the zero moment of truth is I guess a challenge to the traditional marketing methodology. Traditional marketing methodology says we get awareness, they go to the shelf, they buy, they experience our product. And with all this information coming into the digital world, zero moment of truth sort of sits between that I've heard about your brand and I choose your brand.
Marketers have been using a 3-step mental model of marketing for a long time. Stimulus, like developing a TV ad, shop, focusing on point of sale, which has historically been called the first moment of truth, and experience. People think of the product as an experience. They can have a good experience or a bad experience, and they share. This is the second moment of truth. If marketers spend time on these 3 steps, they should succeed, right? We investigated this theory. We conducted a comprehensive study with research partner Shopper Sciences using 5,000 shoppers across 12 categories, from groceries to cars and financial products. The goal, show where influence takes place, the shoppers move from undecided to decided. We found that the average shopper used 10.4 sources of information, up from 5.3 sources in 2010. We asked shoppers what sources they used to make decisions, when they used it, and how influential is each source. When we lined up their responses, a fourth step appeared in the marketing mental model, the zero moment of truth. This is when consumers do their research, get smart about alternatives, read reviews, look for coupons and comparison shop, all before going to the shop. When we compare the steps, the zero moment of truth pops up as highly relevant and influential. Consumers have changed the way they've approached decision-making. As a marketer, have you kept up, or are you still using the old mental model? There's a new mental model now, and marketers that can now keep all these steps spinning, gain a very competitive advantage in today's marketplace.
So once again, this is relevant to Bangladesh. So we had a look at the TNS study. We asked people what sources they were actually engaging with, and we classed them by zero moment truth, first moment truth, and stimulus. You can see here that depending on the category we're talking about, anywhere between 79 and 94% of people were saying actively engaging with zero moment truth sources. So it's very relevant in Bangladesh today. Which then sort of leads us, what does zero moment truth look like? Now, I don't know how you guys sort of engage, with online content, but globally, zero moment truth, about 60% of people start their journey with a search. So they want to find a piece of information, they go to Google, they search for it, and they find their way to the site. I don't know if that is something you can relate to. And that sort of feeds into this whole idea around search being sort of like the remote controller of the internet. And the way that I see zero moment truth is very much sort of in line with this image here. So if you think about all the connections, that's like search. Is it the search? And another sort of like content. So they might go to a social media website, they might go watch video, they might go to a news site, they might go to their email. They generally come back through search. So if you think about what I was talking about before, with regards to these search volumes being already in multiple billions in Bangladesh, there's literally billions of opportunities for you to influence your customers when they're searching for relevant information. When they're searching for a credit card, when they're searching for a flight, when they're searching to buy something online, that is an opportunity for you to come in and influence that person to actually find your website. And that's where I want to sort of move towards this sort of digital storefront idea, because if you can move them to your website, that essentially access to a digital storefront. And the way that we see digital evolution is that store hours have become a thing of the past. You don't need to sort of transact with your customer Monday, Friday, 10 to 6. This is certainly the hours in the country that I live. And if you think about the door to your digital storefront, it very much is search, right? And this sort of feeds into a piece of research or being part of the research piece that we did that talks to when people are actually online in their household work hours. So this is a great opportunity for you to engage customers and extend essentially your trading hours by very many hours and not have many people sort of working in the store, right? So going back to that 3 digital trends, we're now in a 4-screen world. It used to be a 1-screen world, it used to be TV. You've obviously got desktop now, you've got tablet, you've got mobile. I'm sure a lot of you would have a lot of those devices. This lounge room kind of looks like this. This is the way my lounge room looks. My wife tends to be on her mobile phone when she's watching television. I don't know if anyone can relate to that. But it's very much a fragmented world when it comes to sort of engaging consumers. I just want to give you one more sort of example to show the difference in the world we live in. From mid-2000s until sort of where we sit today. This here is a picture of the Vatican when they announced the Pope in 2005. In 2013, they announced a new Pope. And this is what the same picture looked like. I mean, it's a very different world that we live in. I'm sure everyone here can sort of relate to this, right? Like, I mean, the mobile evolution is taking the world literally by storm. And in Bangladesh, it's no different. So 95% of people in Bangladesh are saying I access internet through my mobile device. And 60% say that that's actually the main point of contact for them. If you think about what's talking about 3G with sort of Android One and smartphones becoming cheaper and more accessible, this will only continue. So I asked Basil to have a look at what our query volumes look like between desktop and mobile. And this is what it looks like already. So the green line is how many people are searching on Google through a mobile device, the blue line is through desktop. You can see that mobile is becoming pretty important. So rather than sort of say, mobile is the internet, it's not desktop so important. If you're not looking at mobile, you're not looking at the whole story. You really need to have a look at multiple different devices when you're looking at it. The last thing I want to talk about with trends is choice of sharing, this whole social piece. I don't know if anyone's seen this statement before, but brands don't sell brands, people sell brands. And if you think about Bangladesh, I think this is more sort of relevant than many countries that we actually operate within. Because we actually interviewed, up to 1,000 people, and around 60% of those people are either influencers or communicators. So they're either influencing other people what to buy, or they're communicating about their experiences. Now, this is actually a reasonably old slide, by the way. This is not something that was pulled out of Google's data set from yesterday. It was a little bit old. That's when I tried to get the data. It was, sort of up to date as in yesterday. It's around a year old. But what this talks to is everything being connected. So it's not just about Google. It's not just about Facebook. It's not just about Twitter. It's not just about one platform.